McAdams has recently joined St. Paul's as the new Organist and Choir Master, and we are continuing our social get-to-know-you videos with Erin here today, who comes to St. Paul's straight out of her second Music Masters to lead our beautiful music offerings at St. Paul's. So Erin, tell me about what music means to you.
Music's been a part of my life since I was about 6. That's when I started taking piano lessons. So it was a big part of my childhood, practicing piano and playing recitals and competitions and stuff. And then in junior high, I started singing in my school choir. So that's kind of where my journey with singing began. Yeah, and just continued all through high school. I decided not to do a full major in music in college, so went on to get a liberal arts degree, but then at the last minute, I decided I missed music too much and added a second bachelor's in music to my liberal arts degree. And then served some time in the Navy as an officer, and then again kind of realized that I missed music, so I finished up my time and commitment in the Navy, and then got out and went back to school and ended up getting 2 master's degrees in music. So music's always been a big part of my life, and there's been times when I kind of thought I would go other directions and always kind of came back to it.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit about your time in the service you told us about. Now, where does that locate you? Are you native to Texas? Where are you coming to us from?
Yeah, so I grew up between Texas, the North Texas area, the DFW area, and Washington, D.C. I was a military kid, so we moved around. Went to school at Notre Dame in Indiana, and then was commissioned as an officer in the Navy and moved to Japan for a couple of years. So I lived in Japan for 2 years, and then went to California, was stationed in San Diego for 2 years. Then moved up to the San Francisco Bay Area, where my husband did his master's degree. So we came to San Antonio from the San Francisco area, but that was 3 years ago. So we've been here in San Antonio for about 3 years now.
So you were in the Navy, and so you have been around a lot of water and a lot of shores, and a lot of different places, it sounds like, that it took you to. So what's your favorite beach?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Gosh, the beaches in San Diego are beautiful, but the water temperature is pretty chilly there, and the outdoor temperature is pretty close to 70 degrees and sunny all year round, which is just gorgeous, but for me a little bit cool for beach going. Gosh, I spent some training in Hawaii. Those beaches are wonderful. And I was in Australia for some port calls out of Japan, and those beaches are also beautiful. I don't know. I don't think I've met a bad beach, honestly, is my answer to that question.
Okay, back to some serious business about what you hope to accomplish here at St. Paul's. So first off, tell me a little bit about what you hope to bring, how you hope to possibly expand the music program, and also what is your favorite liturgical season for church music?
Ooh, all good questions. So I come from both a keyboard and a singing background. So I love working with choirs and love the choral aspect of a church program. And I know St. Paul's has a wonderful musical tradition here, so I love coming into this environment. I guess one of my main goals is to really get some more parishioners in our choir here. I really want this to be a welcoming place for everyone. I know there's a great choral scholars history here at St. Paul's, and we want that to continue. But I also definitely want to have parishioners feel like this is their choir, and for it to be an active ministry and an active way to participate in the services. Let's see, favorite liturgical season. Gosh, I think I really like the sort of preparatory season, so both Advent and Lent, leading up to Christmas and Easter. I think those sort of times of slowing down and waiting can be really interesting musically, and I think sometimes they get a little bit overlooked in the in the church calendar because we focus on the big days like Christmas and Easter. So I think the sort of seasons of waiting are probably my favorite. So we happen to be in one of them right now, Advent.
So I'd also just like to add that if Erin mentions getting more people involved in the choir, and if you have never, you'll notice that our background setting is different than the library, and that's because we are in the beautiful choir loft. So if you have never become acquainted with this wonderful upstairs room, you can come and join the choir and visit Erin and spend a lot of time in this beautiful room up here.
Yeah, I love the natural light in the choir room, and if you're ever here during the day and want to stop by, you're most welcome up here. I actually love being here in daylight hours as well as during choir rehearsal.
So now we get to our fun question, and we're about to wrap up here. So our fun question is, what have you been binge watching or binge reading, or you can answer both?
Yeah. I just finished binge watching Poldark, which is a BBC series that was fantastic. I'm sadly at the end of it, and I'm in a little bit of a funk over that. I also love both the book and the TV series Outlander, which is out right now. The new season is out on TV. I have not started watching that yet, but that will be my next binge. But if you're a fan of the TV series, I highly recommend the books as well. They're fantastic.
The book is always better.
Yeah.
Just can fit more in, they say.
Yep, there's more details to the story in the books.
With my apologies to every cinematographer out there. All right, well, that wraps us up. Thank you, Erin, and I hope that this gives everyone a way to find you and welcome you and introduce themselves. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Sarah.